And off you go.
All right, cool.
Yes, we are here. I am Nick, and today I'm joined with the ever beautiful and infinite Gorange.
I wouldn't go that far.
First name Kieran.
Yeah, hi, I'm Kieran Gorange.
Beautiful. He's a very handsome man. You'll see on the footage.
I have a very nice ASMR voice. You just listen closely.
What?
Have you never watched ASMR?
No, I haven't.
Surely you must be able to hear it just like this.
What about? So we only spoke about starting this podcast, 4 months, a week ago?
Maybe a couple of weeks ago, not
Yes.
much more.
Things have moved quite quickly. We're now here. I met a man of the name of Bobby Jesus, the best
Christ
name,
himself.
Christ himself, the
Yes.
greatest name of all time, and now we're here. Chatting
Recording
shit.
this.
It's been hard. It's been a challenging day for us because we haven't been able to actually talk without. We didn't want to dive too deep into conversation.
Yeah, that was the hardest bit. Trying not to talk about something that we'd want to talk about on this, which is very, very hard for us because we chat shit quite often.
Yeah, that is kind of what we do. I mean, we started talking about PokemonGO and then we had to stop
don't
because
stop.
you were getting rather annoyed.
Yeah,
What's going on in the PokemonGO world,
Pokemon
Orange?
Go is a very nice game. I do enjoy the game. The only downside is, since this previous update, which I'm sure anyone who does play Pokemon Go already knows.
When was the previous update?
The previous update was maybe... when was I around Beth's? Beth being my other half, in case you didn't know.
They probably didn't.
No, it's safe to say they didn't, unless they know me.
Mm.
But, yeah, the last update was maybe on Friday or Saturday, I want to say.
Because the game itself hasn't been out very long.
It's been out maybe, I want to say 2-3 weeks.
In the UK.
Yeah, in the UK.
Okay.
In the US, it's been out slightly longer. But they've done a thing where they switch. There was an issue with the 3-step counter. And the 3-step counter was,
Mm-hmm.
you have Pokemon in your nearby list.
Okay.
And say, for instance, you wanted a Weedle.
Yep. We all want a Weedle.
Weedle's not needles, kids.
Yep.
And the Weedle would have a 1-foot step, a 2-foot step, or a 3-foot step.
Okay.
3-foot step being furthest, 2 being close by, not very close.
A medium.
Yeah, 1 being right on top of you.
Okay.
It's practically wheedling in your ass.
No.
And it got broken. Everything was stuck at 3.
Everything was at 3.
Yeah, regardless of whether it was...
Could you
like-
move towards it and then become a 2? No.
No, it was just so broke. It wouldn't even work anymore.
Okay.
And there were loads of apps like... well, not apps, I should say. Programs like Pokevision and stuff like that, which help with pinpointing where exactly Pokemon were for a specific period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's... They haven't even got footsteps anymore.
What do you mean? So what?
So all the footstep marker in the nearby box, all gone. You used to be able to select a Pokemon you want, go, oh, I want a Drowsy. I'm going to click on that Drowsy, see how many footsteps away it is,
Mm-hmm.
and then walk towards it in a direction till I run into it.
Yep.
Sometimes if you're in a nest, you're very lucky. I don't live near one. So. But, by the way, that's me clapping my knees together.
Continue.
Well, not my knees, my hands on my knees.
Go back to Pokemon.
Just thought I'd preface that.
Go back to Pokemon.
Anyway, yeah, Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the UI anymore either. It
Okay,
might just.
So they had the 3-step system,
Yeah, they had the
which
three-step system.
said
and-
how far away something
yeah,
was.
They got rid of it, and then they also got rid of being able to select a specific Pokemon. So
Why is this annoyed you, Gorange?
it's annoying me is because not only that, it's now random Pokemon will appear right next to you. Not even on the nearby thing. Like me and Beth got a Hitmonlee the other day. Wasn't even on the nearby thing. Very nice, because I do like Hitmonlee. It was one of my more favourite Pokemon. And it's really fucking strong. But
Yeah, this sounds like a positive to me. It sounds like then things can just randomly appear near you, and therefore you can get more interesting Pokemon instead of what's on the nearby list. What if you've got everything on the nearby list and it's all a bit shit?
no, you say that, but majority of the time it's Weedles.
What on the?
I do want Weedles.
Yeah.
It's because it means more XP.
Yeah.
It's because you can evolve them for 12 or however much,
Mm-hmm.
and you get 500 XP at a time. It's good for leveling up, and good for getting candies if you want a Beedrill. It's
Yeah.
because it takes 50 to evolve a Kakuna, which is stupid.
Yeah.
It's because it's like low tier.
That's what is that? That's like a 2K Pokemon.
Uh,
This whole game confuses me. I don't actually play Pokemon
to
Go.
hatch the eggs, you walk a certain amount of kilometers. So for a low level egg, it's like 2K. So not that very far. It takes approximately like 40 minutes, and then 5K, which I mean, it could take an hour. This is all approximations off the internet.
5K is like what, 3 hour, 3 miles, 3 and a bit miles.
3 and a bit miles, and then you get the 10Ks, which have the best Pokemon, but you can get shafted like I did.
Well, as in you walk the whole 10k.
I walked the whole
you
10k.
You accumulate those footsteps.
I got the footsteps. First ever egg I got.
Yeah.
And then, you'll never guess what.
Weedle.
No, if I got a Weedle, I would have thrown my phone out the wall. But I got a Jinx. Jinx is an okay Pokemon. It's a nice psychic, if I remember right. Sort of looks a bit like Nicki Minaj. And
oh, okay, I know which one you're about. Yeah, the purple one.
Yeah.
It's weird how you said it looks like Nicki Minaj, and I instantly know the Pokemon.
Well, it does look like Nicki Minaj.
It
let's
does.
Be honest.
Yeah, I'm not massive into the Pokemon world, but that made a
massive
lot
into
of
Nicki
sense.
Minaj. But,
our two worlds transcend.
But yeah, I got screwed and got it was my second lowest Pokemon. I have Pokemon which are 894 attack power. That was 57.
But it sounds like your gripe with the game actually makes the game more interesting if you got decent Pokemon from it.
No, the issue is it's not smooth anymore. It used to be smooth in the sense that you used to get, say, there's certain Pokemon in your area will guarantee to be in your area. There was no random occurrence. If there was, it was only because there was a lure or an incense on. And that was quite useful. That was a player decision to put those on. So that's why they're in that area. Whereas now it's just random. It doesn't even make any sense. What's the point in having it? Or give us back the applications where you could search for them properly.
Yeah, I mean, the searching for the Pokemon it makes it sound a bit more interesting. Then you can find...
Niantic got rid of them. Or not really got rid of them. Requested them to be shut down. I don't know, obviously. But they're not around anymore. Because they were saying that it was interfering with the servers. If that's the case, then fix your game in the first place. That's the one big bugbear about.
I imagine the servers are going absolutely crazy.
Oh my god!
Because how many people did you say downloaded it from? Because you only did it on Google, right?
I only do it on Google Play because I have an Android phone. It's because Android, in my opinion, is far superior than iPhone.
Oh god!
iPhone.
Oh god!
I'm an
oh
Android
god!
Man. But
we're gonna get all the hate.
Nonetheless, 50 million downloads on Android. Which is quite a lot.
That is crazy. Quite a lot.
I mean, to say the least.
You do numbers well.
Yes, I do. And let's be honest, that is a lot of strain on a server. And putting it out gradually as well was probably a smart idea because it might give them a bit more chance to weed out the one.
Hey.
I didn't mean to say that. Weed out the people who don't really know Pokemon that well or don't really like playing it or I've never done it.
This is the strange thing about Pokemon Go, that it is attracting people that traditionally I wouldn't have said would like to enjoy Pokemon or even play video games that much.
Yeah.
I mean, Pokemon, essentially, when you get to the people that were playing it probably for the last, 10 to 5 years, it's probably hardcore gamers.
It's been out what?
Pokemon itself must be over 20 years old.
Pokemon itself is about the same age as us. It's because it came out in 1995. And
okay.
If I remember right, the anime came out in 97. So.
Okay. But the people who have been playing Pokemon for the last generations of Pokemon games have been more hardcore gamers. Would you say?
Yeah and no. Pokemon's sort of like a fun game. It's like Beth never liked Pokemon. She watched the anime originally when it was originally around in the first gen.
When it was cool.
Yeah.
Back when they had the good theme music.
Yes, the theme music was amazing. But she watched a couple of episodes, wasn't really into it. I downloaded Pokemon Go. She was like, oh, I'll never play that game. I'll never download it. I don't see the point in wasting my data or anything. I don't get Pokemon. A day later, she downloaded it and she's having lots of fun. And
no, she is.
And it's actually getting its exercise. I've walked 25k in this past few weeks, and I wouldn't say I'm lazy. I just hate exercise.
You don't do much exercise.
No, I don't. Which is actually good for me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it does work. I mean, it's getting more people out and about.
Yeah, it is getting more people out and about, but it's changing like the demographic of people that I would associate with a game like Pokemon being something. I wouldn't say a bit more hardcore, but a bit more niche.
Yeah.
It kind of falls into the same realm of like Final Fantasy, that kind of thing. To me, no. Did your phone just say Allah Akbar?
No, it said "Look at my balls" from Rick and Morty. Hence why I just put it on silent. It's because I was predicting Beth texting me.
He talks about Beth all the time.
He's my wonderful fiance.
So how do you think Pokemon Go is actually going to change the gaming realm? Because instantly it's probably the most popular game out in the last decade. It must be. No other game has sold. Well, I know it's free.
Crush and stuff like that. I mean, for search terms alone, not to delve into porners because otherwise we'll go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
In some sense or another.
Yeah.
But it has overtaken porn in search terms. That is.
It's overtaken porn.
Yes.
It's you joking?
No, deadly serious.
I'm not sure if I believe that.
There were statistics released not long after the game came out in the UK. That it has overtaken porn in search terms.
Jesus Christ, that is actually quite crazy.
Yeah, that's how big it is.
I mean, for years people were saying that the most searched thing on the internet is pornography, and now you're telling me it's Pokemon.
Yeah.
That is very, very shocking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you think the demographic it covers as well. It doesn't just cover those who game regularly. It covers those who want to give something new a try. AR, it's because we talk about this a lot. It's because we game a lot.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I
don't game as much as I used to.
Yeah.
I mean, I did get quite hardcore into it. I had the YouTube channel for a while.
Yeah.
And ever since that, kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
See, gaming now for me has changed quite a lot, because previously I wanted to get into the story and play like the missions and delve into that world a bit more, and like get really nerdy about the backstory and get like the guidebooks and all that shit and all the collectibles, and just be a general faggot. But now gaming for me is just sitting down and like enjoying just not doing anything.
Yeah, it's a mong out zone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I play a lot of Minecraft. I know it's probably more of a kid's game, but I use it for like
Monging out
stuff and monging out.
Yeah, that's why I play FIFA, just to mong out.
Yeah, it is one of those games where you can maybe, as a suggestion to anyone who might be listening, put on a podcast and just zone out and do nothing.
Yeah.
And just enjoy listening to something whilst you're preoccupied.
But interestingly, you can't actually do that with Pokemon Go.
No, you cannot.
Because you have to walk around. You have to walk and play it.
Yeah, I mean, no. There are some GPS I don't want to call them malfunctions, but
glitches,
issues.
Ooh.
It's because I could be
chatting mad shit.
I mean, this is very locational to us, but where we live in Doddington, this is obviously, you wouldn't understand this unless you've been to Doddington or live in Doddington. Doubt anyone from there would listen to us. Anyway, I digress. Point being, I live on Benwick Road, across from the village shore, and that is one side of Doddington.
Yes.
This is very locational.
This is very locational.
And I can run from my house in the game without moving to the Abbey, where the skate park
So that's about a mile down the road.
Oh, yeah.
So that's like a mile. That's like 2 miles down the road.
Yeah. And
okay.
Then you'll run from there over to the doctor's surgery, just past mine.
Okay, so okay, that's another mile away from your house.
Yeah. Towards Chatteris.
Okay, so that's another 4 miles.
Then to the pub.
Okay, so what?
And then back to mine.
Is this because you've walked those places before and it has like memory of going to those places?
I thought that as well, but I've never been to the Abbey.
Okay.
Whilst playing Pokemon Go.
Okay.
So your guess is as good as mine, dude.
So why does it do that? Is that a feature that you can roam and not leave your house?
No, it's just GPS sucks.
It's just glitching.
I don't know whether it's my phone or my special case I've got for it. I've got some super heavy duty anchor case, which is like $5.99 if I remember right.
It's a pretty cool case.
For my birthday, and
he's talking about Beth again.
Oh, Beth. And it is like super indestructible. I've dropped my phone so many times, and being as this is an S6, that is a very slidey phone. It slides off so many things. Just
slidey phone.
Yes.
Slippery.
Slidey. It tends to go. Ooh,
all right, let's get moderately back on topic.
Right. Yeah.
How do you think it's AR, right? And that's augmented
reality.
How do you think that's going to affect video games? Because I mean, I see a lot of people, especially when I'm walking around Cambridge and stuff, or driving around Cambridge. There's a lot of people of mixed ages just staring at their phones, and I assume they're playing Pokemon. I mean, obviously, people have been walking around staring at their phones, texting, being on Facebook and Twitter and shit for years. But I assume it's now Pokemon, just because that's the hot thing to play. So, do you think that's going to be the same way? Do you think that's going to be the same thing with generations of games to come? That it's going to be augmented reality?
It depends. There is some talk with Harry Potter.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, I can't understand how it would work unless they do sort of like these beasts from Harry Potter, from the lore of that world, are now in our world. Obviously, in an augmented sense, rather than an actual sense. If it was actual,
trip balls.
Yeah.
Trip
I mean,
balls.
you may be tripping if you see them in real world, or you've stitched some animals together. But if not, then that's the only way I can imagine it'll work. I know it works for sort of like language things. I know there's some Google Translate-ish app.
Yeah, that'd be quite cool. Pokemon has seemed to hit the nail on the head with the augmented reality world because
yeah.
there is Pokemon is the perfect game for that. Oh, Goran's just made bass noises. Is that okay, Bobby Jesus?
Cool.
Jesus gave us the thumbs up. It's all good.
Thought I screwed the pooch on that one then.
Nah, it's all good. Yeah, so Pokemon is kind of the perfect game for augmented reality, and I can't augment. I don't know. I heard talks of a GTA game as well, but I think that might just be offensive.
Yeah, I mean, just
I'm all for it.
See a car driving by and hold your phone out as if you're shooting it. I guess I don't know. But VR
for collecting things, it has to be a collector's game.
I guess so. Yeah.
You have to go to a point and collect stuff, right? Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I was mid burp.
Oh.
I didn't want to burp right on the mic. That would have been cool. VR is a very different thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, you haven't tried VR, have you?
No, I'm yet to try VR. Well, I mean, no, I haven't actually tried VR at all.
I tried.
You showed me. You gave me a demonstration of how VR works. The sensation. You did not do any sensations to me, Gorange. I denounce that.
That's a lie.
But you did show me how it worked, where there'd be a Pokemon in front of you, and you can pick the background of your phone to be through the camera. So
yeah, you can choose it. Well, that's not VR, that's AR. So
that's what I meant, AR.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were talking about AR. No, I haven't tried VR either.
I'm moving on to VR.
Okay.
VR it's really weird. I didn't think it would be very good.
No.
I know out of the two more, I wouldn't say commercially available, but the more heavy duty VR things,
like the Oculus Rift.
Yeah, the Oculus Rift or the Vive. The Vive tends to be what I've heard of the better one.
Really?
But I tried a Samsung Gear and it was actually so good, and it's surprisingly Oculus.
Okay.
And I mean, it was just so surreal. It was like there was a slideshow at first.
Tell me what you saw, Gorange.
I saw things, man.
Tell me what you saw in this other world.
But I saw the slideshow first. So I was standing under the Eiffel Tower. I could look up and I'd see like right up through the middle of the Eiffel Tower and stuff like that. Or I got to a point where I was playing a horror game and I've done it again. And it was so surreal. I was walking forwards downstairs.
Okay.
But I wasn't moving. And I felt my body lean forward as if to move down the stairs, ready to go down there.
Yeah.
And just looking around at
so
stuff.
you yourself weren't moving?
No, I was perfectly...
Okay.
Perfectly
so the situation you were in, you were sat on a chair?
I was stood up.
You were stood up, and you put the goggles on, and then you didn't do any movement from that point?
I turned around to see my environment, and that was it.
So to control the game, you were physically moving?
No, what I was doing was pressing a little touchpad on the side.
Yep.
Where you can move forward.
I feel like that would take you out the world a little bit.
It does a tiny bit. I think it would be better with some sort of controllers like the Rift has, where it's almost like your hands are there.
Okay.
It's got some weird grips on there which allow you to almost have hands.
See, I thought if you moved... I don't know anything about VR. I thought if you wore the goggles and then moved, you controlled yourself in that world, and then the goggles moved and stuff. And you could like move your head and you'd look underneath something.
You do, but that's only if you have something called lighthouses. And what they do is... I don't know the exact science behind it, but...
Science.
What happens is it bounces some form of light or something from those lighthouses onto you and then reflects them back into themselves to measure where you are in the room.
Okay.
So you are essentially in a box.
Yep.
And inside that box, wherever you move in game.
Okay.
But
that isn't the case with most VR. It's that you have like a touchpad or a controller and you move around through that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there are so many different things with it as well, and like watching movies will be interesting as well.
So when you were underneath the Eiffel Tower,
yeah.
If you spaced out, could you have been like, I'm here underneath the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, it was surreal in itself, just looking at the pictures. It's because, I mean, it feels like you're a disembodied consciousness. You can feel the wind moving when you move your hands or your arms or your legs. But obviously, because you can't see them, you're aware of it, but it's some almost detachment from your real body. Like you're having an out-of-body experience. Like you're just this... thing floating up in the ether, like watching stuff go by. It's so surreal, but it's so good.
See, it does sound rather psychedelic, but the distinction that I see from a psychedelic trip to AR and VR, you're in an actual different world. You're seeing things that aren't actually there. You're seeing things that are projected on. AR, you're seeing things that are in the real world,
Yeah.
but they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you're tripping balls, say if you're doing like LSD or shrooms, you're in the real world. You're not in a different place. You're in your friend's house with his cat, but the things look different.
Yeah.
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 So tripping balls is a lot more like AR than it is VR.
I guess so. Yeah.
Mm.
Thinking about it in like a technology to drug use sense, yes, I guess so.
Yeah, but I think that is kind of the way things are getting towards that kind of psychedelic experience a bit more. No?
Sort of. Yeah. I guess so. It's hard to say. I've never done psychedelics,
No.
so I wouldn't be able to answer that. I've done VR and AR.
Yeah, you've done the technology version of psychedelic
I've
drugs.
done technical drugs.
Yeah,
But-
and that's what I think it is, especially when you see people walking around almost zombie-ish, with looking at their phone through VR. It's very similar to watching someone trip balls and they're walking around just without their
I
phone
guess
and they're seeing
but
things.
why, if you're tripping balls, would you suddenly go, "Oh, some mushrooms, I'll take these"? Oh, with my day, I better go to the shops.
Yeah, that is the thing. Once you do start tripping balls, you are probably there for 12 hours upwards, unless you do something like DMT, which you're only there for like 15 minutes. But yeah, I do see a point that you are literally into a different. You are seeing things that aren't there for. You can't leave the experience.
Yeah,
Where AR you can.
yeah. It's not as if it's something like salvia. Now, I'd like to clarify, I've never taken salvia or any psychedelic.
What is
drugs.
salvia?
Salvia.
I haven't heard of salvia. It
salvia-
sounds like something you put in your tea instead of sugar.
Salvia.
How great would that be?
Salvia is like some weird sort of drug where, if I remember right,
Salvia.
it's a legal high where
Oh god.
I do not condone this at all. Obviously, to quote Mr. Mackey, drugs bad, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But
So what is salvia? Yeah.
salvia is like, it screws with your perception of time. So
Okay.
your brain, without you realizing, is subconsciously constantly ticking over time.
Yeah.
And keeping an eye, say like if you go, oh, it feels like half an hour.
You
your
have a
brain's-
sense of time.
Yeah, your brain's measured half an hour in your brain.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's like it's its own timekeeper with a
Yeah.
stopwatch.
Yep.
Salvia screws with that perception. So
Mhm.
say, for example, you have a drug trip which lasts for 2 minutes.
Yes.
Your brain on salvia makes it last for like 10 hours or something. I don't know.
It
the
makes it
specifics.
makes it feel like a lot longer experience.
Yeah. It makes you feel like you've been gone.
Is that the only
For
thing it
days.
interferes with, or is it because LSD you also get a sense that time is moving differently?
I have no idea. I haven't taken the drug myself and I'm going to burp.
Yeah. So when
What
you
do you mean?
take, I mean, there's multiple stages of an LSD trip, but part of it is that time does feel weird and it starts to slow down. And I'm pretty sure that's just a part of you completely tripping balls and losing touch with
I'm
consciousness.
sure it does.
Not losing touch with consciousness, losing touch with your senses.
I mean, I know as well that you do see things on it, apparently.
It does sound like a psychedelic,
Yeah,
Orange.
I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, obviously, there's probably people out there who know way more about this than I do, but I'm very, like...
So this is a
limited
legal
knowledge on
high.
this. At the moment, I think it is. I wouldn't quote
That's
me on it.
crazy.
I am pretty
Like bath
sure
salts.
it is. I have no idea what bath salts are.
So what was happening is that with bath salts, you could just say it's not fit for human consumption, but it could be any chemical you want.
Oh, God, yeah.
So you could say it's a bath salt. But you test it. You put it in the bath, and it's a really shitty bath salt. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a load of powder that's now in a bath.
Is it quite literally bath salts?
No, it's not quite literally bath salts. They were selling it as bath salts, so they could have any powder, but under that umbrella. Does that make sense? Do you see what I mean?
Right,
They were
yeah.
calling it bath salts, but just being like, oh, the product doesn't work. But then people were cutting it up and snorting it or smoking it. I've never taken
Yeah.
bath salts
I don't know
or
about
legal
this.
highs, but once they would sell it as that, then they'd use it as a drug.
Oh, weird.
So they'd get around the FDA. Well, I don't like the drug, the standards.
The drug man.
The-
The man. They
the
get around
man.
The man.
Yeah, they get around the man and like food health standards.
Fucking narcs. Is
Yeah.
what they get around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The nerds.
Nerds.
They were getting around the people that made sure things were safe for human consumption and then snorting it,
So it's
sniffing
like,
it, smoking
I
it.
want to sniff this glue.
Yeah,
But I can't sniff glue because of these people.
sniffing glue is incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, I know.
You can
all the
you can like
solvents and stuff.
die from like
Oh, yeah.
one
It's,
toke.
it's solvent abuse. It's like Jenkum. Do you know what Jenkum is?
What
Jenkum is...
that sounds like a
Kiddies.
Robin Williams film. No,
Jenkum is where
he's gone
You-
quiet.
get some turd.
Turd.
Yes, human fecal matter.
Does it have to be human?
I don't know whether it has to be human.
I'm sold.
I've only heard it about human.
Okay.
But you dry out that fecal matter until it's almost like, not to put you off Weetabix if you are eating Weetabix at the time being, but like Weetabix, where you can crush it. And then you stick it in the bag, and then you huff the fumes from that. And it's meant to give you this stupid high. Where,
really?
Yeah. I would not recommend it.
Where did you find this on the internet?
A YouTube channel I watch called Hat Films. They talk about Jenkem a lot. And also, I'm pretty sure there's an episode to do loosely around that where an American dad stands on drugs, like crack, and then he does some Jenkem with some homeless woman who looks like a man.
I don't think this is a real drug. I think it's just like a...
No, generally. It's
Really?
not a real... It's not a real drug. It's
No,
a high you can get, like huffing paint.
That's horrendous. Like cat piss.
Yeah, from South Park.
Yeah. Is that a real thing?
I don't think
I
so.
might want to try.
I mean, I
It's not-
can't say I've let cats piss in my face.
No.
To be honest
No.
with you.
I don't think I'll try Jenkem.
No, I'd give it a
I
miss.
mean, you sold it to me quite well with the human fecal matter that was crushed and condensed into... There's better ways to get high.
Yeah.
Yeah, just...
If I'm honest, this is a bit of a shitty way to get high.
Hey! Yeah.
Should we talk about something else? Should we talk about...
Oh,
Should we
God.
talk about relationship etiquette and stuff like that? It's because you and me...
Fine.
You and me live two very different lives. You are a single man,
I am a single man.
and I am an engaged man.
Yes, you are. You've been engaged for
2.5 years. But
2.5 years.
I've been with my lovely other half for...
Oh, Beth.
Oh, Beth!
Oh, talking about Beth again, is he? Oh.
But yeah, I've been with Beth for 3 years. This Wednesday just gone. So
That is crazy.
yeah, that
And you
is,
proposed after 6 months of being together.
5 months.
5 months.
Yes, I've
And
worked
that's
very
when
quick, my man.
that's when me and all of our other friends in our friendship group were like, Gorange is off his tits. I know Gorange has stopped the drugs, but I think he's balls deep into some other weird world.
Believe me, I was.
Yeah, you were. You're balls deep into Beth, but it's worked out.
Yeah, I
You've
mean,
been together for three years
three
and
bit
5
years
months.
now. So
Pretty
no,
much.
not
6 months.
No, man, we've been together 3 years. This Wednesday just gone.
Okay.
So 3 years and what, like 10 days?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So-
that makes a lot
Oh
more
yeah,
sense.
3 years and just over a week.
How are you finding it?
It's weird. Not weird in a bad way. 3 years is a long time when you look at it. In the amount of days.
It does go quite quickly when you get past the age of when you leave school.
Yeah.
Once
Not
you
even that.
leave-
When you leave college,
Yeah,
it
I'd
goes
say
very quick.
leaving college. Yeah.
It's because I left college last year. I did 2 years of art and 2 years of health and social care.
He's one of those kids.
Yes, I was. So I'm very art and medically inclined. But
Where I did engineering.
yes, 3 years is a long time in the amount of days when you think about it, and
Yes.
it doesn't feel like long.
No.
I mean, it's probably because it sounds really corny, but she is my best friend. I love you, man, but she is my best friend. Don't
Okay.
look away from me.
This is so gay.
It's like we do stupid stuff. It's
Mhm.
like we'll get in play fights, or we've sat through a whole PS4 game. It's like Beth never played. Beth's not really a gamer, but we sat down and played Until Dawn. It was like a thing to do for us.
Yeah.
Like for ages until we completed the game.
Yeah.
And we went back a couple of times and changed up what we did and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Danced around.
Nice.
And I mean, it is like I'm.
Meanwhile, I've been wanking into socks.
Yeah. Whilst I'm having sex with
A real woman.
A real woman. I was going to say best friend, but Nick is my best friend, so that would have been weirder.
Yeah.
But whilst I'm having sex with a real woman, Nick is wanking into socks.
I'm wanking deep into socks.
What-
Getting athlete's foot onto the tip of my cock.
Now, this was the point I wanted to address. What is the etiquette in single life nowadays? It's because I'm not single anymore.
Single life is a bit weird, Gorange.
I mean, what's the etiquette in wanking on socks as well? I never understood that.
Well, the issue is when we live with our parents, wanking into a sock, you just don't want to get caught in the laundry.
True.
Yeah, so wanking into socks goes out the window quite quickly, especially when you realise, you can get athlete's foot on the tip of your cock.
I never knew that.
And well, yeah, I mean, if you have athlete's foot in
I
your
guess so,
sock
that's
and
a
then
very
you
good
wank
point.
into the sock, you're definitely going to get some kind of.
It's like if a girl has thrush and then you go down on that girl, a man can
You'll get thrush lips.
or a woman can get thrush in his mouth.
Yeah, you can.
Or her mouth.
It's actually quite common with babies that they get thrush in their mouth from the woman's nip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the more you know, kids, the more you know. Single life etiquette. I mean, the last series of women that I've met, apart from the
Oh, my
current
goodness.
one, I've met off Tinder. And
you're a Tinder man.
I was a Tinder man for a brief period of time. I thought it was a bit seedy to begin with, but then I got deep into the world and I realised it was incredibly seedy. And,
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I mean, it does seem pretty cray to be honest.
The last 3 girls I've met up with off Tinder have all claimed to be sexually abused. And I know what you're saying. Stop sexually abusing them, but it's not me. It's not me. It's their past. And I mean, they've been very friendly. No, they've been alternative souls.
It's been weird. We shall not mention them by names, obviously.
No.
I've forgotten their names, so I'd be the perfect person to explain this. But one of Nick's dates was this person from
She was from a
place that isn't England.
Yes.
Which sounds
she was from a part of Africa.
Sounds really racist when it's 2 white dudes saying it's like, not from England. But we don't mean it like that. We mean a person from another country.
We voted Remain.
Yeah, we did actually.
Anyway,
I don't know about you, Mr. Jesus Man, but we did.
Jesus voted Remain. He's a hippie.
Nice.
But so the girl that I met, she was a white girl from an African country, and I'd heard jokes and stereotypes that people from this country were quite racist against the black people of their nation, which is a bit harsh, seeing that the white people came in, stole everything, separated, and then got all the money, and remained racist and in charge and apartheid. It wasn't that country, but it was close to that country.
Yeah.
And
the one next to it.
Yeah, I don't know.
France.
I don't even. I don't even know where the country's Zimbabwe.
Oh my god.
Oh god. So I met up with the girl as she was quite attractive, and then she was a bit of a bitch. Anyway,
she was a bit racist. That's just.
Yeah, we sat down, we started having a conversation, and very soon the conversation started talking about how much she did not like black people. And I've come across racists before. Me and Kieran are from a place in the country where
closet racism does occur. It's not.
I wouldn't say it's closet racism. It's just kind of idiocy.
It's in a blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. It's poor education.
Yeah, it's
and the environment.
Ignorance. It's generational racism.
I mean, we are of a younger age, and I'm sure people watching, if you are watching, in which case, thank you, are of a younger age as well. So we grew up in a rather free society, so to speak. There's no real sort of.
If you walk down the street with a black person, it's not weird.
No.
You can be friends with whoever you want to be with.
Just like if you
be in relationships with whoever you want
with a gay dude or a lesbian or whatever. Several of my friends are lesbians and gay and whatever. Our generation is probably one of the more open generations, other than the younger generations before us, after us even.
Yeah, this was not the case with this female that I met from that country.
Bitches be cray.
Yeah, we sat down, we started talking, and then all of a sudden this racist vibe started coming out, and then it got more and more and more. And for like the first hour of the racist talk, I just kind of went with it and thought it was moderately funny, which I kind of regret in hindsight. And then it started to dawn on me more.
Hindsight is 2020.
Exactly. It started to dawn on me more and more that she wasn't just like being racist.
She wasn't doing
to be funny.
Yeah, she wasn't doing it ironically.
She wasn't doing it in like a funny way. She was doing it in like a deep-seated, culturally. Just thought these people were underneath her racist. Which I've never actually experienced that before. Have you experienced someone who was? I mean, we've met people that are like, I don't like black people because of XXX and X.
Yeah.
For whatever bigoted reason. Whatever bigoted reasons they had, it was always a reason. But she just thought that they were underneath them, in the sense that she said to me, she goes, I'm not going to do a female voice. She was like, I don't like. Stop. I don't like to watch films if they have too many black people in them. Apart from if they have, what's that guy? Kevin Hart in it. I was like, what? Kevin Hart does transcend all boundaries.
I do like him, but I don't like his stand-up.
Oh, his stand-up's really good when he was like 19.
Like it, dude.
No?
No, it's not my scene.
No.
I like the Russell Howard.
Things started getting really quite interesting with her when she was talking about her granddad who got arrested. He got arrested for the murder of 2 black men, but he didn't. The excuse that she gave me, he didn't kill the black men. One ran over himself, and the other
fell on a knife or something.
No, and the other one just turned up on the farm dead. I know. So meeting this girl was the only time I've ever actually been like scared of a female.
I mean,
it was quite weird because the like during the day before I met up with her in the evening, I've been watching a documentary on sharks.
yeah.
Yeah, and the documentary was saying that sharks can tell when an animal is scared.
Yeah.
So then I started having this thought about this girl as I got more and more scared of her, that she could like sense my fear of her.
I mean, let's also be clear. Racism is so not cool. Why?
Yeah, I think we already know that.
Yeah, but I don't understand how someone of... I'm assuming she was like our generation of 20.
Yeah, I think she was like 19,
21.
20, 19.
Yeah, so not that much younger than us. Why? Why?
Yeah, but it's cultural.
I know. I just don't.
I'm not trying to like get her out of it.
It's devil's advocate. It's like I don't understand it.
No, well, she had like housemaids and she had like farm boys, which are pretty much slaves.
Yeah, let's
pretty
be real.
much slaves.
Let's be real.
They live on the farm. They just get paid a bit.
Yeah.
They are just
not
like
as much for putting up with their shit as they should be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she was describing this woman as like a beautiful like little round thing, and I didn't want to point it out, but the thought in my head was that beautiful round thing is a person who has the whole spectrum of experience, who has family members,
who feels things.
Yeah, who is a person of nuanced ideas. She's not this little pet thing that you have that looks after you. She taught me a new swear word though.
Oh, God.
I'm not going to repeat it here because it's deeply offensive to people.
Yeah. Very good point.
Yeah, so I'm not going to repeat it. So
I mean, I will just preface as well, which we probably should have mentioned at the start. We are not exactly
smart.
Well, speak for yourself.
Okay.
We do use some foul language, obviously, so probably parent discretion is advised.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean.
Anyway, so met her via Tinder. So you do get some funny stories out of it.
Yeah.
Who else did I meet via Tinder? My ex-girlfriend that I was with for 9 months? Huh? The one that you met. The one that you met.
Yeah.
I met her off Tinder.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I met her off of Tinder.
It's because I remember you going, "Oh, should I go out with her? I don't really know." I was like,
I never know.
Just.
I love being single. It's like my favourite thing. I just find relationships really restrictive. Do you not?
No, I don't.
See, I guess you are in a relationship and you still kind of get that buzz of like companionship, of sex on tap, and they are the only two benefits.
Let me just clarify this myth about relationships. Sex is not on tap. It may be in
what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It may be in the honeymoon period, which is the first few months if you're lucky. Maybe shorter. Who knows? It depends on the people.
Mm-hmm.
But sex just happens, and sex is.
I think you're in the wrong relationship, Orange. It should be on tap.
No. Trust me. I mean,
it should be like one of those little clicker things. You click it and you start.
We do have a bell.
You have a bell.
Beth got me.
What are you on about?
It was like those you ready to rumble ding things. Like
what?
One of those big old. Well, it's a tiny.
Are
bell,
you ready to rumble ding things?
In fact, no. It's more like a service please bell.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
One of those ones. And,
you tap that when you want sex.
It's just a joke one. It was literally like for Valentine's Day. Usually when Beth taps it, I throw her on the bed and we wrestle.
Nice.
Yeah. It's
Very
more
strong.
like a wrestling bell than a sex bell.
Ah.
But I mean, there is this misconception that when you are in a relationship, it's sex constantly. It is not sex constantly.
No.
Believe me, we started like that. It gets fucking boring after a while.
Boring? Oh, Beth is going to kill us. Oh, God.
Boring in the sense that
God.
if you have sex all the time, it takes away the magic and the mystique from it.
The mystique?
Yeah, sort of like...
Ooh. What kind of mystique, Orange? Like you're doing it in swamps? Like misty lands?
Yeah, well, take a load of drugs.
We
don't really. But, like...
Psychedelic sex is apparently meant to be awesome. I spooned a cat under the influence of LSD, and that was amazing. So I can imagine having sex with a person, not with a cat, would also be quite an amazing experience.
Well, the mystique behind it is like...
I don't know if I can look that cat in the eye anymore.
The mystique behind it is like having that form of intimacy.
Okay.
Being able to connect on...
dick level. Dick and poon level.
You say that, but a lot of... There's like been research into it. I mean, I'm not very well versed into it. I just know a tiny bit about it. It's because people interest me. But sex for men is more a sexual pleasure thing.
Yep.
Where it feels good.
Jizzing's great.
So it's good.
Yep.
Whereas women, it's more of an emotional thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a
Mhm.
connection between two people.
They say that with female women orgasming.
Mm.
They have to have like an emotional connection.
Not always, but yeah.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah, and I mean, even for blokes, it's an emotional thing as well. It's like, for me, sex is like, it sounds like I'm on drugs right now when I say this, but it's
Gorange
like
has been drug free for a solid 4 years.
Yeah,
4 years.
I've done. It was
What a
seriously
pussy.
hard. But
I'm about 3 months removed.
it's the connection between two people and two bodies coming into one another, and
Mhm.
no pun intended, and feeling sort of like this, almost like
Connection.
nothing else is around but you two.
Uh-huh.
That's all that matters. And
Uh-huh.
like, again, this sounds really corny as well, but this is what happens when you're in love. The look that you give each other in two people's in one another's eyes, and like,
We all know that look that you give her as soon as you bust nut is not going to be a connecting or it is not going to be a look of connection and of ultimate human experience.
no,
It's just going to be
but
you with your face all screwed up,
even-
busting nut.
even when
Oh! Candy!
even when we are full on going for it,
Jesus
it's,
Christ.
it's not purely a physical thing. It is still like the connection between the two people and how you interact with one another, and like,
And that's very different to when you're single, because sex is literally, I find you attractive, you find me attractive, I need to bust nut,
you need to
you need to,
bust
you need to, I don't know,
whatever.
I don't know.
Female equivalent of nut.
Yeah, you need to orgasm as well.
Yes.
Huzzah! But it's a bit weird when you're single, and it can feel like you're leading the girl on,
Yeah.
unless it's been discussed previously that you only want to bust nut and not have a relationship. Because I'm not interested in being in a relationship. It's just not fun.
Yeah.
Because they'll probably find it weird that I'm sat here chatting shit with a buddy.
Well, yeah, but
But you've been with Beth for a while. I've known Beth for what, like 3 years, 2
years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Is that when we started hanging back out?
Yeah.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, dude.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
No, so she wasn't at your 18th, was she?
No, she wasn't.
Yeah. So yeah, she's known us long enough that this is just what we do on a
Yeah,
weekend. The
we're
only
just-
difference is we
are
have
very
microphones.
weird people.
Yeah.
Let's just say that outright. We are strange.
And Bethany understands that. Oh, Jesus just entered the room. So yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
Thank you.
sweet. So yeah.
Do you want-
No, it's all good.
Right. Cheers.
So she understands we're just strange people
Oh, yeah.
and chat shit. Where if I had a newer girlfriend and I was trying to impress them, who'd be like, listen to my podcast where we spoke about Pokemon for a little while and now busting nut.
That's why I find that for me, throughout what bit of my dating, so to speak, time.
You were under the influence of drugs at that time.
Not all of it.
No, that's true.
I mean, I don't remember a lot of it. Let me just preface this. My health is crap, and I have a lot of health problems.
My health is phenomenal.
Yeah, no, he's like the opposite of me.
Yeah.
Quite literally. Thank you very much. And
That water's cloudy because it's got lactive in it. Thank you, Jesus. Jesus just popped in the room to give us some water.
no, it's disappeared back
Yeah.
up.
Back up to heaven.
Yes.
So where were you?
Yeah. During my dating life, I found that what I can remember of it is because I have memory problems, so I don't remember from 18 backwards. I remember very little. I'm lucky
Really?
I remember my name. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's neuropathy. Neuropathy is like, you basically have something called lactic acid in your nervous system,
Mm-hmm.
if I remember right. Obviously, there will be those internet doctors who know better. Or
Come on,
whatever.
Gorange.
Anyway, yeah. So that basically greases your nerves.
Okay.
Allows them to not burn out when you carry electrical messages through the body.
I like it.
And part of my memory ones got fried along with my fingertips and everything else. So I don't get as much sensation. And I've had loads of cognitive problems. So talking to me is a big issue. I have to really think about what I say.
Really?
Yeah, that's where a lot of my swear. I used to swear constantly.
Oh,
in a
you
sentence,
did?
Didn't I?
It used to be a nightmare when you came around to my house because I would have to be like, Gorange, you cannot swear in front of my mum.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, oh, fuck, yeah,
I'd be
I'll
like,
just...
fuck, shit,
fuck. Hey, sit fuck, Susan.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, what's
it was-
wrong with Gorans?
it
You
was
can't
like-
stop swearing.
it was like brain lag. So I'd
Mm.
think of a sentence, start saying a sentence, forget what I'd want to say, and then I'd fill in that airspace with like foul language or
It was
something.
instead of
Yeah.
you went fuck.
Yeah.
Bit like Tourette's,
Yeah.
kind of.
But anyway, I digress. Point being, I didn't unleash all my weird at once when I
No.
started seeing someone. You give it to them in small doses, like a pill.
No, I find it very. I don't know about you, but I do find it very challenging to find someone who doesn't find it weird that I've got so many varied interests. Because a big part of my life is exercise and CrossFit and being fit and being an athlete and that kind of stuff, which is what people see a lot of. Then there's like the other side, which is like meditating and being like doing weird psychedelic drugs and being slightly spiritual. And then there's the other side, which is gaming, chatting shit, and being funny. And it's weird to like have those worlds collide because I don't think they do that much.
I think it just depends on the person. It's because you're a very varied person, much like myself.
Yeah.
We're not in a very linear sort of path.
A lot of people into kind of one thing, like they'll play games
Yeah.
or they'll meditate and being a hippie, or they'll work out and be really aggressive.
Yeah.
Not really aggressive, but you know what I mean.
I
They
get
have
what you mean, like
they have that
full-on
one.
testosterone.
They'll have that one thing in their life that they specialize on,
Yeah.
and we kind of dip in and out of 3 or 4 different things.
Well, I mean, it's like me. I do like guitar and art and stuff like that, but I also do like
But they're all in like the
complex stuff.
creative sphere.
yeah, but I do like complex stuff as well. Like
Meccano.
knowing what I do in the health and social care sector
Yeah.
is like stupid hard.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only
yeah.
reason I know so much is because a lot of my family have been in the healthcare sector themselves, and I've spent a lot of time there, both mental and physical health.
Yeah.
So I just pick up on it. My brain was like a sponge at that point.
And I think we've both had slight mental health issues
Oh,
a lot
fuck it.
along the line, up and down.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I mean, this time last year, you dragged me to a counsellor's
yes, I did.
office because I had slight issues.
You had arsehole issues. You were.
I
an
was just a
arsehole back
douche.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
For about how long was I a serious, full-time, dedicated
Since-
douchebag?
since Beth met you, I'd say.
Really? So like 2. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah. So like.
when I first started noticing it, it's because that's when I first started seeing you again.
Mm.
So, I mean,
Which is strange. I always found it weird that that came up because a lot of people would say, like, you know, back then I was doing jiu-jitsu, I was crossfitting, meditating, reading a lot of stuff about the human experience and different ways of viewing the world, but I was still a dick. And you
Yeah.
would think that people would, if you get out all that kind of testosterone aggression through strangling people, lifting weights, and you know, meditating to clear your mind, reading interesting thoughts and ideas, you would probably be quite a level person. But I was definitely not level
no,
at that
you
time.
are not at all.
And I wasn't even like doing drugs a lot at that time.
I think the reason being is because you were at that point where you had that much testosterone and everything. It's because you were a very late developer.
Yeah,
fair
it
to
is,
say.
yeah.
Whereas
I'm
I
quite
was
short.
Yeah, whereas I was quite an early one. So
Mm.
I started when I was like, what, 10, 11, and then finished when I was 18, let's say 19. And you had all that testosterone build up, and no one had told you that you're acting like a dick because it just seemed like normal progression.
Yeah.
Whereas I think for you at that point to make you how you are right now was for someone who's known you as long as I have to turn around and go,
We must have known each other since the age of about what, 7?
oh yeah,
When
since
did-
7.
Yeah, about 7.
Yeah, so for someone to turn around and say to you, look, you're acting like a prick, stop.
And you were probably the only one who would have said at that time it to me without me being like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
It was probably the only honest opinion I would have accepted.
I mean, you drank like an arsehole.
I drank a lot.
Yeah, and it got
I went through a very weird stage of
yes,
alcohol.
you did.
Because I would watch 8 out of 10 Cats and drink like 7 beers and just eat crisps. And
Yeah.
I'd do that like 3 times a week. And so that got pretty intense drinking on my own. But I enjoyed it. And also I was talking to a girl at that time who also had, I wouldn't say alcohol issues, but
like to drink.
she drank a lot.
Yeah,
And was a bit of a bitch.
yeah.
So there was kind of like 2 douchebags mixing their worlds together. And
Well, I mean, I think from my point of view, the thing that stopped you was, as I said, someone knowing you so long and turn around and going, I don't want to go to your funeral at 38.
Yeah.
I think you needed some kind of big shock to bring you out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
And I didn't actually take the counselling sessions that...
No, it's because they didn't... I mean, that's a whole other issue in itself. It does...
What, the counsellors?
No, I mean, counselling and mental health sector in general, it is really, really poor.
Yeah.
In terms of...
Well.
It's good for the service you get sometimes, but it is very hit or miss in terms of counselling and stuff. I have had quite a few counselling sessions myself, and there's not always enough support or quick enough support for the people who really need it.
Yeah.
And quite often, by the time you get it, it turns out you don't need it anymore, or in some unfortunate cases, it can be too late.
Yeah.
It's to be quite blunt, it fucks me off.
Yeah, man, it's a big issue that people who are are struggling with some kind of personality or mental health issue don't get the help when they exactly need it, or they can't tackle the root of the issue. We're quite introspective, and we can look at ourselves through a different point of view. So I'm not sure that I don't think counselling would have helped me as much.
Yeah.
But being able to look at yourself and kind of seeing the pitfalls of your own personality, do help quite a lot.
I mean,
and another issue is when you're quite good at speaking, and like when you can kind of manipulate a situation through your words, and you're quite arrogant at the same time, you can feel like you have a certain power that you can just be a dick, but you can always save the situation.
Yeah, it's.
But I couldn't back then because I was just being a dick.
Yeah, it is very circumstantial. It does depend on the person. It's, as I say, it's like counselling. Depends on the person.
So when did you think that stopped for me? That being a dick period.
I think it was literally when we met up so we could go to Cambridge. I think that conversation that we had gave you almost a shock to the system that you were sort of like, right, I need to stop being a dick. So
that conversation happened when I'd been kicked out the house.
Yep.
I had drank heavily before meeting up with you. I knocked on your house.
You came pissed as a fart to my house.
Yeah,
asked
for a lighter.
Yeah.
That made you and Beth and your little brother quite worried about me.
Yeah, including my parents.
And your parents. I then walked down the street and just like smoked cigarettes.
Yep. Which you don't smoke.
No, I don't smoke. I mean, I've got a vapor pen now, but it's just vape pen.
And it's mine anyway.
And it's oranges. I don't like. It's just vapor. Like, who cares? Yeah. Walked to the pub. Met up with you at the pub. I'd already been drinking at that time. More.
You sat down and told me what had happened, and then I turned round and said, "You're being a
so I got kicked out of my house for telling my parents a story while having a barbecue with another friend about how I nearly got stabbed by a drug dealer.
Yeah.
And my parents sided with the drug dealer's decision to nearly stab me, as I was being a dick in the situation. But I just thought it was a funny story, and they massively disagreed.
I mean, to be fair, around drug dealers, it's probably not a good idea to act like a dickhead. They are probably quite high strung.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, this one was.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, so then, anyway, I was kicked out of the house, drunk, went to your house, met you up at the pub. You then told me I was a douche.
That's one word for it, yes.
Yep, you then told me that. You left. No?
Yeah.
I was very...
No.
I started drinking with other people who drank a lot.
and then I met you down there.
No, this is...
Oh, after the conversation.
This is when you... Yeah.
Yeah, I left to go home after the long conversation.
Yeah, and I stayed with a group of people who were drinking and going back to their buddy's house.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to stay at this
were not.
buddy's house. They wouldn't let me stay because I told them the story, and they had sided with everyone else who was like, Nick, you're a dick. So so they sided with everyone else, kicked me out of the house, wouldn't let me stay there, and just said that I need to go apologise to everyone. I didn't do that. I then walked 3 miles to a town.
Much even to my advice of starting with apologising.
Yeah.
Being the bigger man.
Yeah, you were the first to say that, then everyone else kind of jumped on the apology bandwagon for some fucking reason.
I am so full of good ideas.
Yeah, you are infinite. So I walked over to another town. I tried to get into a hotel room at the... I'm not going to say the place. But I knocked on the door.
Somewhere in a place called Sparch.
Yeah. The guy came to the thing, and I was like, hey man, do you have a place for me to stay?
It's cold.
And the fucking guy who, okay, this is probably karma. The guy goes to me, oh, sorry, we've just had a whole dance team come in and all the rooms are taken. And I'm like, what kind of excuse is this that a dance team, what's a fucking dance team, dude? It's cold. Let me sleep here.
Yeah.
He's like, no, go try the police station. Had a conversation with him about the police station. He's like, this isn't a small town. He's like, the police station isn't manned, so they're going to have to get someone out from Huntingdon to open a cell for you to stay in. And I was like, well, I don't want that hassle. So I slept on a park bench.
You don't really want to sleep in a cell for the night. I'm pretty sure it's not a good idea.
Well, at the time, I would have preferred that to sleep on a park bench.
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me how cold it was the next day.
I slept on a park bench, and it was so fucking cold. And luckily, I didn't get raped, because there was a sexual... did you know what happened in that park?
No.
So it was in our local paper that a girl had... See, it first came out that a girl was sexually assaulted in that park.
Yeah.
Then it later came out that she was nearly sexually assaulted, but a group of passerbys stopped the situation, something like that.
I mean, let's preface this with, again, allegedly. It's because I don't know the story.
No, I don't know the story.
We don't know
so
the whole
allegedly, someone was sexually abused in that park. Or nearly sexually abused in that park. I wasn't.
At risk.
I wasn't, which is slightly offensive. I'm quite attractive.
Don't worry, I'd sexually.
Yeah, don't touch my leg, Orange. It's on camera who did that. I didn't want it.
That's a lie.
So, yeah, that's true. So, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, and then that kind of period in my life passed.
Yeah, after a while, it just didn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it just kind of... Then I had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that helped. Kind of helped.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But the girlfriend also came at a weird time because my dad passed away and all that
really
stuff.
weird.
So all that stuff was a bit weird. I don't know. Life's a bit different now.
Yeah, life is always different.
It's only a year.
I mean, I'm going to sound like a right hippie, but life is always different. It keeps going and changing and switching round and changing where you are, who you're with.
Yeah.
I mean, usually,
that's something that doesn't dawn on you when you're in a negative situation.
Yeah, and plus,
like, I don't know if you want to talk about, but like your brother is a fairly negative situation. I mean, he's an awesome guy, but he's a bit down. He's a bit down about his options in life.
His aspects in life.
Yeah.
I mean, he is registered blind, so I mean that does play a lot into it.
Yeah, but he's an awesome person. He knows how to play guitar. He's not.
He is stupid good at playing guitar.
He's very funny.
Bearing in mind, he's also registered blind. He taught me how to play guitar and bass and stuff like that. And
he can see. He's not like
he's not completely blind. He's got some special condition. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But he's blind. It's essentially the opposite of tunnel vision. So tunnel vision, you only see tiny little circles. I'm assuming, I don't know how it looks, obviously, just inside your eyes. Whereas his, you can't see in the middle of his eyes.
Oh.
So he has two dots, obviously, and one for each eye, I'm assuming. I don't know how exactly it works. But he's got...
Dude can't see good.
Yeah, he can't see good.
Can't see good.
He can only see peripherally.
Can he really?
Not centrally.
Oh.
Centrally. So...
Okay.
I mean, for him to be able to play guitar the way he does...
But the issue that he's having is that people are trying to help him get a job and a career and that kind of thing, but they're not giving him the options that he wants or...
And they're not giving viable options either.
No, they're not giving viable options.
Bearing in mind, I don't drive, my parents work full-time, and obviously my little brother's registered blind, so he can't drive or get public transport. They expect him to get all the way to Cambridge from Doddington on his
The public
own.
transport things are quite strange, because public transport, you would have thought that there would be a system in place to help people.
And plus, public transport around here is really bad. It is like... Cambridge is probably really good, because we're in Cambridge right now.
Cambridge is great.
Yeah, same with Peterborough. Whenever I go to Peterborough, almost spot on.
When I first came to Cambridge,
transport.
I was amazed that you could get a bus every half an hour.
Yeah, same with me for Peterborough.
And you could get a bus at night.
Yeah.
So because where we're from, you get a bus what?
Yeah, there's
twice
one
a day.
bus that comes through ours to Peterborough, and it comes at 7:10 in the morning, and then returns at, well, you get back about 6:30, 7 o'clock time.
Okay.
So it's stupid. And same with Wisbeach. You can get one at Wisbeach, but it only comes every 1 or 2 hours. And public transport around ours is terrible. I mean,
And that doesn't help when you're registered blind because if the times change, then you can't.
Yeah.
Then you.
And you've got.
And you don't know where the bus is going.
Yeah, you've got the issue of reading.
Didn't
the bus
he get onto the
timetable
wrong
as well.
bus once?
He could well have done.
I'm pretty sure he told me that story. But anyway, this person is smart guy, funny.
I'll take these off because they're in my plugs.
That's fine. Quite funny, and he can do a lot of things with himself, with his personality. But he just because of his slight issue, he's not able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's getting him down quite a bit.
Yeah, quite easily. I mean, I'm just fiddling with my ears just because I've got plugs in the tops. But
back on track.
Yeah, back on track. It is quite complex. It's because it's not a straightforward fix. I mean, it would probably be more beneficial if he was on here to talk about it because obviously he knows more about it because it's his condition. But convincing him to come on is a very different kettle of fish.
Yeah, he will eventually.
Oh yeah, I mean,
very funny.
Even if we have to drag him on here and tie him to a chair, I mean, we can spin around a couple of times.
I don't condone that. I don't think that's good. Kidnapping is not good.
It's not kidnapping.
In any realm.
19 in a couple of days. So it'll be adult napping.
So vape pens.
Vape pens. What do you want to talk about them?
You're big and deep into the world of vaping. And it is 2K16, so everyone's big into vaping. But you are by far balls deep into it.
Yeah,
You're the most balls deep person into vaping I know.
I guess you could say that. I mean, I started vaping like standard e-cigs, sort of like the little long thin ones.
The cigarette things that glow.
No, not the cigarette ones. The ones that actually still have a tank, like Cloud Chasers.
Oh, okay,
do.
yeah.
To preface, where do I stick?
It's down there.
Yeah, here it is. So to the camera, that is a Cloud Chaser. So obviously,
what is a Cloud Chaser, Orange?
A Cloud Chaser is a separate battery, often referred to as a mod, along with a tank where you fill it with a liquid of your choice, specifically a Cloud Chaser or sometimes a dripper one. They can work in there, and it is used for blowing big clouds like Nick's about to do, but also it's used as an aid for quitting smoking. I went down from smoking 75 grams of baccy there or thereabouts.
How many cigarettes is that? How many rolled cigarettes?
Too many to count.
What, in a day?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, in a day, I'd probably smoke like 20, 25.
Jesus.
Depending on how long my day was.
That'd be horrendous for your health.
Oh, fuck.
And you've already got a myriad of health issues.
Yeah,
so
which
cigarettes
are
on
impacted by
top.
cigarette smoke as well. But, I mean, I went down...
To go back to some of your health issues, one of
Yeah.
them is chronic inflammation. No.
No. It's called Crohn's disease. It's an inflammatory bowel disease, part of like a group, but they don't really include irritable bowel syndrome in that one too much, but it's part of the same group.
Yeah.
It's because they tend to lump Crohn's and colitis together because they're quite similar.
Okay.
Except the defining factor, if I remember right, I mean, we could always get someone on to talk about it.
Yeah, we will.
But this is from my knowledge of it.
Yep.
Which isn't a lack of knowledge. I actually have quite a wide variety of knowledge.
Go on, Orange, back on track.
Anyway, it is ulceration of the bowel. So it's an autoimmune disease, which means your immune... Say you get ill. For me, they believe it could have been swine flu. So I had swine flu, and then that was viewed as a pathogen in my intestines. So then my antibodies started attacking that pathogen. But once it had gone from my system, it still viewed my intestines as a pathogen.
Kept the war going.
Yeah. So...
Just like Afghan.
Yeah.
But in your bowel.
God. But what happens is then you get a lot of sickness, diarrhea, bloody stools, all signs to watch out for us because it can be quite serious.
Yeah.
It is not a lot.
It's not a fun. It's not fun.
Very not. I
not
became
fun.
very, very ill, very skinny, skin and bones.
You've always been.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
I used to be a little fat shit. Let's be honest.
You were a bit rotund, Orange.
Yes.
You were a bit rotund, and
about year 9 time, wasn't it?
yeah, you've always been a bigger person, but then you lost how much weight?
Like
because you went down to you went
down to like almost 8 stone, but then people were like, you're not 8 stone. I was like, I shit you not, I am 8 stone.
So you were 8 stone. Nothing. There was nothing to you. How tall are you? About what? 5'10"?
I was like, now I'm like 5'9.5" maybe.
Okay.
But back then I was like
5'8".
4 foot something.
You were not small. You were
I
not
was
4
short.
foot.
Maybe not.
You were
4
not
foot,
4 foot.
but I was very, very short.
Shorter.
Yeah.
Let's say
Which-
5'7".
Which is an issue.
5'7".
Yeah, which is an issue that's caused by Crohn's disease
Is
because
it?
it inhibits the ability to absorb enough nutrients into your body to. It's because most of the absorption is actually done in the intestine that comes after the stomach. I can't ever remember which
Small.
one it is. It might be
Or the
or
big.
the large one. Anyway, the one after the stomach.
What do I fucking look like? Anatomist? I don't give a shit.
The one.
One of the shit tubes.
Yeah, one of the shit tubes that does most of the absorption. That's where mostly Crohn's affects the body.
Yeah.
So it stops you from absorbing nutrients, minerals, even creating hormones and stuff like that, which cause malnutrition, which then impacts on your physical development as
Yeah.
well as your mental and everything else sort of development.
Yeah, because
So you're
serotonin
very-
production in the gut
Yeah.
probably gets altered.
So you're very,
Serotonin being the happy thing.
you're very, very. Yeah, you do get depression with it actually.
Yeah.
You're very limited on how you can progress through puberty if you tend to get in a younger age, and it does tend to affect ages from probably, let's say, 13.
And that
In
does
your-
make sense because
Yeah.
it's an autoimmune issue.
In
So
your
when your immune system is developing,
Yeah.
that might happen.
in your teens all the way up to.
Now, the
whatever
point I
age
wanted to
possible.
make, Gorange, I don't want to talk about drugs too much, but it's my favourite topic. You went through a stage of smoking a lot of cannabis. Cannabis is meant to have some kind of anti-inflammatory.
There is
thing.
research done on that recently.
What was your experience with cannabis and Crohn's?
I mean,
Sounds like a really shit band.
yeah, I know. It was. I wouldn't really correlate correlate.
Yes.
Yeah, correlate the two. But I mean, I did take a very big dip in my health after I stopped. It was probably the shock to my
After
system.
after you
actually
stopped
stopped.
smoking cannabis.
Yes,
Interesting.
my health deteriorated quite quickly.
In what way? Is in like the
The Crohn's just worsened. Tenfold.
really?
I was like skin and bone. I could barely walk or stand up. There wasn't a second I wasn't going to the toilet.
So do you think the cannabis helped?
I mean, there is research done now.
Yeah.
Where
Because they say it has anti-inflammatory properties and that
I
kind
have
of
no
thing.
idea. I haven't read into it much, but there is research being done on it and stuff like that. Along with like loads of there's always like illegal in air quotes drugs testing on mental health disorders and physical health disorders and everything. It's like, I mean, not to promote it or be against it or whatever. I have no real opinion on it. I mean, I used to do it myself, so I'd be a hypocrite if I said I'm against it. But
Yeah.
there are issues with it. Just like any form of medication, there are issues. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't just take a
But do you
certain
think
type
it
of
helped?
medication and do it. I mean,
Yay or
don't-
nay?
I don't know.
Okay.
There is no real knowing of it. I mean,
Yeah.
at the time, there was no knowledge of that being a possibility for helping with Crohn's disease.
Okay, so you didn't view it in that kind of light.
No.
No.
I mean, there are a lot of other problems I had back then, which I won't delve into too much, otherwise this will make this a very somber topic.
Yep.
But that caused that behaviour.
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, it's very
'Cause-
up in the air for me.
I mean, some of the issues with I think a lot of the issues that come with drugs aren't the chemical themselves, but kind of the people that you start hanging around with and
Yeah, and
the
the
negativity that
behaviour
comes.
that you have as well.
Yeah, and
Because, I mean, let's be honest, let's not all be idiots. It's like too much drug use is a bad thing
Yeah.
and cause mental health problems.
yeah, I
which
think too much
is quite
drug.
obvious.
I think too much drug use is a negative thing, but I think a lot of it isn't the chemical. I think it's the people you start hanging around with and the
Yeah.
situation and the negativity that kind of leads you to start using the drugs.
I mean, some people can't understand why people go on drugs. That's fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand that as well. My other half's one of those people, and not to berate her, obviously, it's because I do understand why she thinks that. But I mean, there are reasons for people doing it. I mean, for me, it was an element of control. Didn't have a lot of
Really?
control in my life at that time, so it was something I could do that I could control.
Okay.
So if you get control taken away from you, it's one of those base sort of things where you're very rooted in the fact that, oh, I can do this when I want to
Oh, okay.
and have that thing. So I didn't have a lot of control when I took medication. I had to take like 20 tablets a day at one point and stuff like that.
Damn.
And it was just crazy time. And
Yeah.
it's all stress related and everything else.
Mm.
So
So you wouldn't say it helped. You didn't find any
no, I mean,
strange benefit.
no,
It didn't clear up.
I mean, it just wasn't good for me at that mental state at the time as well. I had
No.
a lot going on in my early teens.
Because there is a lot of things such as ketamine being used for depression.
Yeah, or shrooms used. No, not shrooms. Sorry.
Which drug? Is it a hallucinogen? Where are we going with this, Orange?
Mandy, that was it, or something.
MDMA.
Like MDMA, that was it. Might have been that. Might not have been. Wouldn't quote me on it as usual.
Being used for depression.
PTSD. Yeah, it made you relive the experience in a positive light.
Or turned the view on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably not relived.
Well, no, I might be thinking of a different drug for it.
Kind of seeing things in a different light.
Seeing things in a different
changing
light.
your perspective.
There's loads of testing for everything anyway. I mean, should we not make this about a drugs podcast?
Sorry.
No, it's cool. I mean, we can talk about it, obviously, but we don't want to make it to that topic. What games are you playing recently?
I'm pretty pissed off, Orange, about games.
Really?
I'm not going to lie about it. I brought a PS4. So my PlayStation 3 controller broke.
Oh, God, yeah.
So I just brought a PS4.
Yeah.
Because that's the obvious decision.
I mean, yeah, at some point you will have to have upgraded anyway. I mean, we did.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite behind anyway, since I brought a PS4 in 2K16 when it came out, like 2014? Some bullshit. Ages ago.
Yeah, it's been out
so
for a while.
I'm behind.
Yeah.
I haven't yet played a game that's good.
Yeah, I'm struggling
Fallout
with that
4,
as well.
I know you liked Fallout 4, but it's very much like Fallout 3.
But I played it on PC, and I never played a Fallout game before.
Okay.
So that's why I also liked it.
See, I played New Vegas, didn't enjoy that. Played 3, enjoyed that. Played 4, it's like 3, but not as fun.
Yeah.
It's just not very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't find the game very interesting. I try to skip dialogue whenever I do. I'm very much a gameplay man.
Yeah. Uncharted.
I don't like it.
No, I didn't like it.
It is a beautiful game.
It's very good.
It
looks very
nice
good.
Looking game. I cannot get into it. It's too cutscene-y. Enough with cutscene after cutscene after cutscene after cutscene.
Story-driven games are quite good.
But
like, if you look at the whole Metal Gear
element.
series, Metal Gear has been very cutscene-y. I think, like, Metal
But
Gear
there's
4...
gameplay.
Metal Gear 4 had, like, 7 hours of cutscenes, something retarded like that.
But there is gameplay. That's the thing. You have to have a gameplay element. You can work on story as much as you want and get a good story. But the most important thing of playing a game, the exception probably being the Telltale series games, is to have a gameplay element there. Like,
so it's interesting.
Yeah, so it hooks you in.
I mean, the biggest issue I had with Uncharted, was that the movement mechanics were literally you move and you press whatever button you press to jump and climb on shit. And then when you just saw enemies. So it went moving, enemies, moving, enemies, and it was quite shit.
Uncharted 3, that was like something fucking weird for me. It's because, it's because it was faster to punch in that game than it was to walk. I didn't understand it.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I punched my way throughout the levels in that entire game. I was just pressing square, punching forward, and it was faster than walking.
Another game I didn't like.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
Battlefield, the fucking Star Wars one.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it.
You die so quickly, it's impossible to play the game.
I mean, I've played it quite a few times. I've MVP'd and shit.
Yeah.
Like, we've been playing games for a long time. We know the deal. We're pretty good at them.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not well. I
know like MLG blimmin' player people, but we know how to play games.
Yeah, we're balls deep. It's not good. No. To kill other people takes forever, and for you to die takes nothing.
And plus, the lasers are weird. Lasers should be instant, faster than light. That's the idea of a laser. The lasers, you have to lead. It's like you're firing a bullet out of a sniper rifle.
Yeah, there is some time. With that. I'm just not enjoying it.
No.
I die too much. I don't like being fucking Luke Skywalker.
No.
I'm just not good at being him either.
I don't like the planes either.
No.
The spaceships.
No.
It needs to be space combat.
It's so easy to crash.
Oh yeah.
I
crash on purpose sometimes just to get a kill.
You have to kamikaze.
Oh yeah.
You have to. Or else, you're just dogfighting, which is a bad game mechanic. I don't think
if you do it correctly.
I didn't enjoy it.
I didn't.
Have you done the cockpit view?
No.
Oh, dog shit. Can't see anything.
Really?
Yeah, because you literally just get a first-person view from inside a cockpit.
Yeah.
I'm not a fighter pilot. I don't know shit about aviation. Like, I don't. How am I meant to kill bitches? I can't do that. This game's fucking impossible.
Oh god.
What?
I was just thinking about clickbait.
Clickbait? What about clickbait?
Clickbait's like.
I know what clickbait is, but where are you going with the clickbait?
I don't understand why clickbait exists. It's so basic and stupid.
I think it's quite an easy concept, Orange. They
I mean,
want people to visit the website.
Oh well, no, it's not even.
50 things you can do with your dick. Ah, sweet. Click.
but then it's all about vaginas.
Put it in the microwave.
But then it's all about vaginas.
What do you mean it's all about vaginas?
It's,
okay. You
yeah,
don't
like,
get the topic that you
don't
wish.
get the payoff you want.
No, exactly. It happens a lot with articles where
Yeah.
we're like, dolphin in San Diego does nothing.
Or does ... and then it's like, does backflip.
Yeah. And then, okay, that's a very bad example.
Yeah.
What's your issue with clickbait, Orange?
I just hate it.
Why?
I hate it so much.
Yeah, but it's easy to
stupid.
tell clickbait. It is easy to tell.
It is, but
Unless it's really cool.
The thing that I hate about it is it draws me in so much.
All the time.
Yeah, it's like to not name a channel in general, but
BuzzFeed.
something called Blotch Blojo.
Just say the name.
Okay, Watch Mojo.
Okay. Oh yeah, Watch Mojo's quite bad.
I hate them. I hate how they pull me in. I don't even want to watch Mojo, but I'll spend an hour watching their top 10s.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, but surely you enjoy it if you watch it.
No.
Yeah, then why are you watching
It's just
it?
mindless
Then get
watching.
off of it.
I can't.
You have to have your windows on the internet in which you look
No,
through.
'cause I'm on my phone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. But when you're on the internet, you have to have your certain sites.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like as soon as I open my browser, I go on YouTube and I see, what Joe Rogan's posted or bullshit like that, or I go on Instagram. I don't deviate from my set people unless the set people recommend something. Then I deviate from that. No.
No, it's not always. It's because YouTube's changed. It's now like what's hot on YouTube is a thing, and when you've watched something, say I played The Witcher. I love The Witcher, by the way, brilliant game. And then I go to search up a guide for something that I need to do. It's because it's a slightly stupid game sometimes.
Yep.
But I go to look it up.
Yep.
Then I get tons of that person's video on my homepage. I don't want to watch it.
Oh, like the recommended.
Yeah, it's like, I stop flooding my page full of crap.
The annoying thing with me was the autoplay thing.
Yeah, I turned that straight off.
Unless it's like a documentary, like a 4-part documentary,
Yeah.
and it autoplays into the next part.
Yeah.
But guaranteed, if it's a 4-part documentary and it's not just 4 hours or however long it is, if it's cut up into segments, just go and get the real fucking documentary.
Yeah. I mean, what's the point at that point?
Yeah, exactly. What's the point? But apart from that, I don't get the autoplay thing.
Nah.
Or thing. You just end up going down a rabbit hole and you end up watching like a doctor pop spots.
Oh, that's disgusting. I don't understand.
Oh, it's so satisfying.
No.
Do you not?
I understand for ASMR.
What?
ASMR is something like, I mean, I use it to get to sleep because I have a lot of issues with sleeping.
He has a lot of issues.
Yeah, I'm like a night
Fucked.
owl as far as I'm concerned.
It's fucked.
Yeah.
The man's not destroyed. His body's fucking ruined.
But yeah, ASMR is audio sensory mechanical something. It's basically like
It's definitely not any of those words.
some of them are. I don't know the exact term. I'd have to look it up. But it's
Jesus might
basically
know.
like you hear a certain sound, hear
Yes.
a phrase like that voice I was doing, where it's like this, where it's on certain sounds. and
Yes.
stuff.
Okay.
And sort of like popping and stuff like that. Or sometimes it's a visual thing.
Okay.
And it's this general feeling of sort of like a chill, a tingle, sort of all over your body, where it's like relaxing and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's hard to explain.
So it's something you listen to get you into a slightly different state.
Not always. It can be watching.
Okay. So it's something that you experience like entertainment that gets you into a different
Bob
state.
Ross. Bob Ross is ASMR.
Okay.
Some people call him the father of ASMR.
Who the fuck is Bob Ross?
How do you not know who Bob Ross is?
I've never heard of Bob Ross. Is
Bob
he
Ross is
big bosses?
Bob
big
Ross is the
Ra-
painter guy who paints happy little trees.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that's Bob Ross. He
Okay.
has a very relaxing voice where it's like this.
Okay.
Very quiet and calm.
Mhm.
And it almost puts you to sleep, but in a good way. Not in a boring way, but in a way where your body just almost drains itself of every stress and chills itself out.
Okay.
Which is quite often used for sleeping and
Yep.
stuff like that. I mean, I swear by it.
You really?
Yeah.
Is that the only way you can sleep?
Yeah, I've tried loads of medication, loads of different
I mean,
techniques.
you don't want to take sleeping pills because they like mess
no, I
up.
got
They mess up
addicted
your
to
sleep
them at one
rhythm,
point.
don't they?
Yeah.
Your sleep
Well, it
rhythm.
depends.
They
You can
kind of
take-
they knock you out instead of actually going through a sleep cycle.
No, you can...
That's what they say with alcohol.
It's different. There's two different ones. There's a hormone replacement one where you take amitriptyline. And amitriptyline basically
Sounds great. I'm in.
increases your sleep hormone, if I remember right.
Yep.
So it makes you want to sleep more.
Sleep osterone.
I can't remember.
Fuck knows. It's definitely not called that.
And then, then there's sleep tablets where it disrupts your sleeping pattern, so it makes you tired and makes you want to sleep.
Okay.
But I've tried all of them. I've tried different techniques, I need to burp. Pardon me. And again.
This bitch keeps going off topic.
Yeah, I know. And then I digress so badly, and I'm doing it right now. But ASMR, I swear by, because I literally stick my head. I bought wireless headphones,
Nice.
like the plug-in ones,
Yep.
just so I can listen to ASMR and get to sleep.
Does it work?
It works like tremendously.
Really?
Yeah, I suck at sleep.
Have you tried like meditating or
Yeah,
anything?
I've
like
tried literally everything, dude.
that? Really?
I've tried wearing myself out. I've tried relaxing.
How have you found meditation, Gorange? How did you come across it? Tell me your story.
I just thought I'd try it. I didn't really do it.
How old were you, Gorange?
Like 16.
Yeah,
I
same.
mean, meditation. Loads of people think it's like the thing. It's not.
It can be.
It can be,
Yeah.
but it can just literally be sitting and saying nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's entirely down to the person. So again,
Contemplation.
I swear by ASMR for sleep. If you can't sleep, I've recommended it to so many
It does
people.
sound like a guided meditation instead of like a
It almost puts you into this sort of
trance,
a trance where you it's
sleepy trance,
sort of like
an altered state.
you feel furry, like when you stroke something and it feels furry.
Yes.
You sort of feel like that all over your body. All your hair is standing on end. And you just get this chill from right down to your head, all the way down your body.
Okay.
Sometimes it's like the sound of a fan. For me, is the sound of a spin cycle on a washing machine, which sounds really weird. But I used to fall asleep whenever I'd hear that when I was a child. So I was like,
You find that quite relaxing.
yeah, I was like, I'm at my wit's end. I need to sleep. I'll try anything at this point. Tried it. It worked instantly.
How long were you awake for?
Oh, so many hours.
Well, like 2 days.
At one point, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What happens then?
You go crazy.
Sorry about that.
Did you just Trump?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
So that's the only way you can sleep.
yeah, that is literally the only way I can sleep.
I've got a fucking issue with sounds when I
unless-
sleep. My neighbours have recently put up a pond, not a pond, like a fountain thing.
Pat?
Yeah, Pat.
God damn it.
Fucking Pat. Outside my window, this fucking guy's put a fountain, so I get the sound of running
I like
water.
the sound of that.
No, it makes me want to piss.
Then piss before you go to bed.
No, the sound of this running water, like constant running water, makes me want to piss.
Drain yourself.
Yeah,
Then
I
you can't piss anymore.
I like to go to sleep hydrated, Gorange. I don't want to be like
So do I. But
don't
I
wanna
don't
wake
need to
up all
piss. I like
fucked
to go
up.
to sleep with ice water.
ice water.
Yeah, I stick a bottle of water in a freezer for like an hour, so it goes semi-frozen, and then I just crush it in the bottle, and then I've got ice water,
Okay, that makes sense.
and it's really good.
That's the only way.
That's the only way I drink water as well.
So that's
Not. I mean,
apart from the water Bobby Jesus just recently gave us.
I mean, he did turn it into wine for us.
He did.
For those who aren't watching.
Mm,
But
big fan.
yes. But yeah, I swear by ASMR. I recommend it to anyone who can't sleep.
Mm.
But it does sound really corny again. But the only other way I can sleep is if I'm sleeping next to Beth. It's weird. It's sort of like some weird comfort film.
Oh, Beth!
Oh, Beth!
Oh,
No.
oh, love being engaged. Oh, it's so great. Best friend.
Yeah, that is literally the only other way I can sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I guess it's something like...
Have
I
you thought
used-
about getting like a bear or something like
You say that, but I used to sleep with teddies and stuff like that
that? Same.
all around me. So
Same.
it's probably something down to that or something.
Sounds like a comfort thing.
Yeah, I think it is. I
Mm.
mean, the brain's weird. Let's be
I think
honest.
you're weird.
Yeah, I am very weird.
I don't think it's a brain issue because I sleep quite well and I've got a brain.
No, it's not just a sleeping thing. People in general are fucking weird.
Yeah, people in general are very weird. Like the Freemason that we saw in front of us.
Yeah, what is a Freemason? It's
What-
because there are some people like myself who have no idea.
Okay, I'll preface this. So when we were driving over here, the car in front of us had a sticker on the back
After
of
we've
it
been to McDonald's.
after we went to McDonald's,
Not
and
sponsored.
we're not sponsored, but we might be. And they had a sticker on the back of the Freemason sign, and I can't remember what the sign is, but it's like masons who work on stones. It's those tools, right, in the two V shapes.
To me, not knowing what exactly it was, it looked like someone in a KKK hood.
Huh?
Yeah.
It was
like
two
the V shape.
triangles.
I didn't know what they were made out of, though, did I?
Oh, that's true. Okay, fair enough. So, a Freemason is someone who is a part of the Masonic cult and Masonic tradition,
Yarr.
and they have something called a Masonic Hall.
Hmm.
There's one in Chatteris. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I did not.
So you know there's a care home in Chatteris.
Yarp.
Opposite that is Masonic Hall.
Oh, really?
Yep. In these halls, they have things laid out in a symbolic way. Everything is kind of symbolized in a Masonic tradition, and it's all about making men better through this like mythology that they have.
Is it almost like not to sound like a feminazi, but men are better men of men, or is it just literally like be a better bloke?
Yeah, it's like a being a better bloke thing. Yeah.
So it's like an anti-arsehole group.
Yeah. So it's like a what group?
Anti-arsehole group. Don't be an arsehole.
Yeah, it's a little bit like an anti-arsehole group. They have like everything in there is symbolized and goes with the mythology. So they have something called, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a stone that is jagged and just straight from a quarry.
Yeah.
Just like a jagged stone. And then they have like a refined stone. And the idea is that you come into the Masonic cult as this unpolished, unfixed, unperfect man, and then you follow their mythology and go through their ladder system. You become a better man through their myths. And a lot of it is play based.
All right.
Which is quite weird. So when you first, I'm not a Freemason, but I looked into it quite a lot because my driving instructor, when I was learning to drive, was a Freemason. That's all we'd talk about for like hours. So I spent probably 6 months talking to this Freemason about Freemasonry. And so you come in and they indoctrinate you with this weird thing that they like pull out your shirt and like put a knife to it as if you're going to be stabbed, and like you're blindfolded. Then they put you in front of these people, and then they go through this whole cult of.
I was about to say, it sounds very cultish.
It is. It's rather strange. But they go through. So they have the text. They have a book.
Yeah.
In the book, they have different myths, and they play out the myths so they can get the story and through the meaning of it.
Yeah.
Okay, and through the meaning of the myths, it makes you a better man.
Yeah.
That is the idea of Freemasonry.
So essentially, it's like Aesop's Fables.
What is Aesop's Fables?
Aesop's Fables is like, what is the moral of the story? So, like, Aesop's Fable, if I remember right, is the tortoise and the hare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So any myth, any religion, anything like that,
has a message behind it.
It has something behind it, like a universal truth.
Yeah.
Yep. So, like, if you look at the Christian myth, then the thing behind that, apart from don't be gay, the big thing is be cool. Yeah, a lot of people love the don't be gay bit, but the big thing is be cool. Yeah, and that kind of transcends most religions. Yeah, just be cool. I don't know the Freemason myth because I'm not in. I'm 20. We're 21, so we could join. That is the minimum age that you can join the Freemasons, which is weird because everyone else in there is 60.
Really?
Yeah, they're really old people. Not really old, but they're not young, and that is a big issue with the Freemason group at the moment because not a lot of people are joining it.
Well, I suppose it's because hardly anyone. I mean, I wouldn't generalize. I'm probably. I will generalize. I'm probably the majority of the people who don't know what the hell are the Freemasons.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you Google it, you're just going to see a lot of things about taking over the world, which, from speaking to a Freemason, definitely isn't the agenda. I don't know.
So it's like Satanism in a sense. Satanism is about, certain sects.
It's just like any other religion. I wouldn't say a religion, but it's just a mythology. It's just a mythology that these people follow. That
Satanism is quite often, although there are these parts of the religion where they do believe this, but is misconstrued as you worship Satan.
Uh-huh.
Satanism sometimes is about making yourself your own personal god. So if you... It's basically like self-empowerment.
Yeah, but I've always found Satanism quite weird because if you think that the devil is a real figure, not just something in mythology, then you must think that there's the opposite end of the spectrum, which is the Geodean
that's
Christian
one of the
God.
misconceptions. It's more about the... If I remember right, I wouldn't... Again, never quote me on any of this. I'm an idiot. But Lucifer was one of the angels.
Yep.
He
disobeyed God, got sent down to hell.
That's viewed in that religion as far as I'm aware, being human. So he got cast out because he was more human. Mm-hmm. He wanted to give in to what are referred to as sins.
Okay.
So that made him human, in which case he was not
his pleasures
at the godly level anymore. He was on the human level.
Okay.
And that is about... Satanism more is about accepting your human faults and stuff like that. Obviously none of the ridiculous ones like raping and stuff like that, because everyone consensually.
That goes
use
against
as
the
wrong.
rule of don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which transcends most myths. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know who Joseph Campbell is?
Not a clue.
So Joseph Campbell was a cultural mythologist
Oh,
back in the 60s.
Yeah.
And what he did, he looked at myths across a broad range of cultures
Yeah.
and found the similarities in the stories that they told. Joseph Campbell was probably most famous for influencing George Lucas on Star Wars.
Yeah.
So George Lucas read a book called The Hero with a Thousand Faces, something like that, or The Hero's Journey, which outlined heroes in myths and their story.
Yeah.
So that's how, like,
It's sort of like a trope.
what's a trope?
A trope is typically put in like a lot of movies. Sort of like there's horror tropes, there's hero tropes. So sort of like your typical hero is muscle bound and like long flowing hair and mythology. And,
Yeah.
like,
So if
big
you look
old
at
sword.
the story of
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker,
Yeah.
something tragic happened. He didn't hang out with Yoda, became badass. Yep. And then fucking saved the day and did some bullshit.
I know people don't really.
But that is so.
prequels, but like the prequels where Anakin Skywalker was this chosen one, fell from grace, and then in the original trilogy, that actually rose to good graces again.
Yeah. So the interesting thing about Joseph Campbell and like I don't read books much because sitting down and reading a book, half because I'm retarded, is almost impossible for me. I just get fucking bored, and like the other part is I just don't have time. So when I drive,
And we're super dyslexic.
I'm not dyslexic. I'm just super retarded.
I am super dyslexic.
I'm just retarded. So I listen to the audiobooks. Yeah. So listening to his audiobook is quite interesting because you see the similarities that come up in myths across cultures.
Yeah.
Yep. So a lot of it boils down to, be cool. A lot of it is about the human experience, and I don't know where I'm going with this topic, Orange. I've just completely lost my flow.
Yeah, I noticed. Should we call it a day?
Do you want to be done?
It's up to you, dude.
We can be done. Jesus, how long have we been in?
You have been in 91 minutes.
91 minutes.
Sweet.
That's an hour and a half, boys.
Do you wish to call it a day, Orange? Do we have any other topics you want to discuss?
I mean, we may as well save some.
Save
be
some?
honest.
All right.
We can sit and think.
We are done.
Done it
We're
up.
done.
I'm pressing
We're
stop.
done and done.
My brain is done.
All right then.
All right.
Goodbye.